Yeah.
Hello again, it's Trudy here from HotPatterns with a little tutorial for you, and this one is all about a waistband, and it's actually more of a menswear inspired waistband, and I'll give you the backstory to this because of course we've always got a backstory. The backstory is this. Having looked at many different sorts of waistbands on women's wear, I came to the conclusion that they were rubbish. They were awful. I mean, even high-end ready-to-wear, they're not nice at all. Whereas menswear waistbands tend to be really beautiful. If you look inside, they're all constructed nicely, they're all neat, and they look really kind of sturdy. And so I got really irritated at the thought of doing a classic women's wear waistband. And so I phoned a couple of friends of mine in the UK who are tailors, they do menswear tailoring, and said, so what's the story? How would you do a menswear waistband? And of course, for every tailor you get a separate answer. There's really no right and wrong answer for this. As with most things in sewing, there are so many different opinions you can go for. So between information from them and sort of rummaging around inside waistbands of various pants and skirts, I came up with this method, and it's a really simple one. But the nice thing about it is it gives you a very clean finish, and it's very non-homemade looking. It looks very slick and very ready to wear. So I'm going to show you it on this one. This is the plain and simple slouchy fly front skirt, and if I can just spin this round to you, this is really the interesting part of it. This is a tab front waistband. Now this is why this tutorial is so useful. For a tab front we don't normally do these, but it's a really nice finish, and you will see a lot of tab front waistbands in very high-end ready-to-wear. Things like Prada, Miu Miu, all those kind of groovy companies who do very nice pants. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and I promise you, once you've done this once or twice, I doubt you'll ever go back to doing a waistband any other way. So here we are about to do our lovely menswear inspired waistband tutorial, and if Jerry wants to look down onto here, you can see what I'm going to do it on. This is the slouchy fly front skirt, and that's the hem, that's the bottom edge of the it's the top edge of the skirt, and we're going to have the waistband onto here. Now this is obviously a shaped waistband, it's got a curve to it like this, but the same principle applies whether it's a curved one or a straight one. The key is you need to have an outside and an inside waistband. This is our inside waistband, and I've done them in different fabrics, partly so you can see the difference when I'm doing it, but partly because this is quite a bulky fabric and I don't want too much bulk around the waist, so I've used a shirting, and I have interfaced it with a lightweight interfacing. This one I've interfaced with a slightly heavier interfacing because it's a slightly heavier fabric. So the first thing to do to start with this is to join the bottom edge of the shaped waistband to the top edge of the skirt, and I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to start at the very centre front. That's what we do, centre front notch here to centre front, all the way around to the centre front, and then we'll go on to the next bit. Okay, so easy peasy, waistband onto the top edge of the skirt. And I've pinned this just because it makes it a lot easier, but I'm not going to bother showing you the whole thing because I'm just sewing it on. So I'm just coming to the end now of this one. You can see I've just joined it all the way around. And obviously I'm sewing through this zipper bit, but this is going to be cut off later on. Making sure it's all meeting edges. There we go. So you can see here I've got this excess here. This is going to become our tab, and obviously I haven't pressed the seam yet. I'm going to press that. I'm going to press the seam allowance up this way into the waistband. I'm going to go and do that now. So just pressing the seam allowance up this way, and then when it's pressed up on the inside, I'm going to turn it over and make it all nice on the outside. Well, actually it is pretty nice on the outside already. And I'm really just kind of touching the cloth with this iron and giving it lots of steam because I'm a huge fan of steam. Obviously this is my normal ironing board. I've just set this up by the machine because we're filming this. So now I'm going to do the bit that's kind of the magic-y bit, where you join the inside waistband, or the waistband lining, whatever you want to call it, to the outside. And this is when you've joined this, you join it on the short ends, then you join it along the top edge. it all kind of folds in together, and it can't help but be perfect. It has to do it. It just has no choice but to be lovely. So have a look down here and see what we've got so far. We've got the seam pressed up into the waistband like this. There's your underneath waistband, which is going to be folded back like that. And here's your top one, which is going to be folded back kind of like that. But of course without the raw edges, that's the plan. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to join our short edges here on our lining to the short edges here, and then press those seams open. So I'm going to do that now. So short end of lining to short end of waistband, easy as anything. Now we have to go and press the seams open, and then I'll show you the magic bit.